Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are back with a stack of research that I think is going to touch a nerve for just about everyone listening.
I think you're right about that.
I want to start with a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. How many times in the last week, maybe even just today, have you walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there?
Oh, man. Daily. Multiple times a day.
Right. You're standing in the kitchen, you're staring at the fridge thinking, did I come in here for water? Or was it to check the calendar?
And you have no clue. Just blink.
Total blank. Or you're introduced to someone at a party, you shake their hand, you smile, and 3 seconds later, their name is just gone.
And poof. Vanished into the ether.
It is the universal human condition, isn't it? We all walk around feeling like our brains are, I don't know, slowly leaking.
It really feels that way sometimes.
Exactly. And usually the reaction to that feeling is to wish for a superpower. You stare at a textbook for an exam or a quarterly report for work, and you just think, man, I wish I had a photographic memory.
The dream. Just look at the page, snap a picture, and you're done.
Right. I wish I could just snap a picture with my eyes and be done with it.
The holy grail of learning.
Yeah.
The elusive photographic memory.
Well, today we are diving into a book that basically says, stop wishing for a magic trick and start building the machine. We are analyzing Unlimited Memory by Kevin Horsley.
And he comes out swinging.
He does. The headline here is pretty aggressive right off the bat. He says that the photographic memory you are wishing for,
Yeah.
it's a myth. It doesn't exist.
That is the core premise, and it's such a fascinating place to start. Horsley opens the book by just, shattering that idea.
Completely.
He argues that memory isn't a photographic process. It's not a passive camera snapping a high-resolution JPEG that you could just pull up later.
Which is what we all think it is.
It's what we want it to be. But he says it's a creative process. It's a skill, a muscle. And his whole argument, which is the foundation of everything we were going to discuss today, is that you don't have a bad memory.
You just have a what?
You just have an untrained one.
Which, I have to admit, was both a relief and a little bit of a letdown when I first read it.
A letdown? How so?
I really wanted the superpower, where I just look at a page and I know it like a scanner. But I guess the idea that I'm not broken is a pretty good consolation prize.
It's more than a consolation prize. It's incredibly empowering, if you really think about it.
Okay, explain.
Because if memory is a biological gift, like having blue eyes or being tall, then you either have it or you don't. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck with the hardware you were born with.
Exactly. But if it's a skill, that means you can master it. That means the playing field is level. And that is what this deep dive is all about.
It's about taking control.
Yes. And we aren't just going to talk about the theory of memory today. We are going to actually do the work. We have a very practical session lined up.
We do. And I want to warn you right now, do not multitask during this. If you are driving, that's fine. Keep your eyes on the road, but keep your mind here.
Please. It's essential for this one.
Because by the end of this hour, we are going to memorize a list of superfoods, the 12 keys to leadership, the first 12 U.S. presidents.
And even learn a whole new language for numbers.
But before we get to the how, we have to talk about the who. Because Kevin Horsley is the perfect person to teach this. If you just saw his resume today, you'd assume he was born a genius.
It is an intimidating resume, to be sure. He's an international grandmaster of memory.
Right.
And he broke the world record for what is called the Everest of memory tests.
I love that title, the Everest. It sets the stakes so high.
It really fits. But to your point about being born a genius, he wasn't. In fact, his backstory is the polar opposite.
Yeah, learning disabilities, right?
He was severely dyslexic growing up.
We're talking about a kid who struggled to read basic sentences.
It was bad. I mean, really bad. At 8 years old, a school psychologist actually sat his parents down and told them he might have a form of brain damage.
Oh, wow. Imagine hearing that as a child.
Can you? He struggled to read. He couldn't concentrate. He describes his school years as just a blur of confusion and shame.
So this is not the origin story of a memory champion.
Not at all. By the time he graduated high school in 1989, he still hadn't read a single book cover to cover.
That is wild. I want everyone to just pause and process that. He graduates high school, unable to finish a book, and then goes on to become a grandmaster of memory.
It's an incredible transformation.
So what changed? What was the pivot point?
It was a moment of desperation, really. He walked into a bookstore, a place he probably felt very uncomfortable, and he bought 3 books by Tony Buzan.
Tony Buzan, he's the mind mapping guy, right?
The godfather of mind mapping and memory training. And as Horsley started reading, struggling through it, decoding the words, he had this massive realization.
Which was?
My memory isn't broken, I just don't have the user manual.
I love that phrasing. I don't have the user manual. It implies the machinery works fine. We just don't know which buttons to push.
Precisely. He realized memory is a habit, not a trait. So he spent the next few decades treating his brain like an elite athlete treats their body.
He went into training.
Full-on training. He went from unable to read to reading 4 books a week. And then he took on the Everest test.
We have to explain this test because it sounds completely impossible. This was in 1999, right? It involves the number pi.
Right. Now remember that pi is infinite, and the digits are completely random.
There's no pattern.
No pattern to follow. You can't just learn a rhythm or a song. Horsley memorized the first 10,000 digits of pi.
10,000 digits. That alone is just mind-boggling.
But wait, it gets harder. It wasn't just standing there and reciting them from start to finish. That would be hard enough.
So what was the test exactly?
The testers had the 10,000 digits broken down into 2,000 blocks of 5 numbers. They would shout out a random 5-digit sequence from anywhere in that 10,000-digit string.
And he had to do what?
He had to immediately reply with the numbers surrounding it, the 5 before and the 5 after. He had to know the exact location of every single digit in the sequence.
That doesn't even compute for me. That seems superhuman. It's like searching a database, but the database is your neurons.
He did it 50 times in a row without a single error.
Unbelievable.
And he broke the previous world record for speed by 14 minutes.
Okay. So we are learning from a guy who clearly knows what he's talking about. But again, his point and our mission today is that he doesn't have a special brain.
He has a special method.
And he believes that if we use the same methods, we can achieve similar results. Maybe not 10,000 digits of pi,
Maybe not. Let's start smaller.
but certainly remembering every name at a networking event or every key point in a presentation without looking at slides.
Exactly. We're going to walk through what he calls the 4 C's of memory: concentrate, create, connect, and continuous use.
All right, let's start with the foundation. Section 1 of our dive, concentration and beliefs. Or, as I like to call it, why we lie to ourselves.
This is the biggest barrier. Horsley calls it the excuse virus.
The excuse virus.
He says, before we can even teach you the techniques, the fancy visualizations, the memory palaces, we have to clear out the mental junk. He says excuses are thought viruses.
That's a strong term.
It is. And he has this stinging quote that I wrote down. If you argue for your limitations, sure enough, they're yours.
Oof, that hits home.
Mm-hmm.
Argue for your limitations and you get to keep them.
It's powerful, isn't it?
So what are the most common excuses he sees people using to justify their forgetfulness?
Oh, the classics. I'm just getting older. I'm not smart enough. It's my genes. My parents had bad memories, so I do too.
I feel attacked. I definitely use the I'm getting older one.
We all do.
I walk into a room, forget why I'm there, and say, well, there go the brain cells.
Yeah.
Getting old. It feels like a harmless joke.
But Horsley would say that by saying that, even as a joke, you are programming your brain to fail. You are reinforcing a negative belief.
So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Absolutely. He brings up this concept of Earth 1 versus Earth 2 to illustrate the power of that belief.
Walk us through that analogy.
Imagine 2 identical planets with 2 identical men, Sister A and Mr. B. Same genetics, same education, same environment. The only difference is their belief system.
Okay.
Mr. A believes his memory is a sieve. He tells everyone, I'm terrible with names, or my attention hops around like a kangaroo.
And because he believes that, he subconsciously stops trying.
Right.
He has given himself permission to forget.
Exactly. His focus is negative. He expects to forget, so he doesn't engage the encoding process in his brain. He just checks out.
Okay, so what about Mr. B?
Now, Mr. B on Earth 2 believes his memory is like a laser beam. He believes the mind is an expandable container. The more you put in, the more it holds. He tells people, I have an exceptional memory.
So Mr. B approaches learning with excitement, release with confidence. Mr. A approaches it with dread.
Correct. And the result is, as you said, a self-fulfilling prophecy. Horsley insists you have to put on the belief that your memory is unlimited, even if you don't feel it yet.
Fake it till you make it, basically.
In a way, beliefs aren't necessarily true or false in a scientific sense. They are guides for behavior. If you believe you can't, you won't even try.
One of the excuses that really stuck out to me in the sources was the stress or too much to do excuse. Because we live in a world of constant notification.
Information overload, it's a big one.
And Horsley takes a baseball bat to the concept of multitasking.
He does. He calls multitasking a dangerous myth. And he uses a great analogy from nature to explain why.
The lioness.
The lioness. When a lioness is hunting a wildebeest, she focuses on one. Even if the whole herd scatters, she locks onto a single target.
Because if she tried to chase two,
She'd starve, she'd end up with nothing.
that makes total sense. You can't chase two rabbits.
But we try to do it constantly. We think we are multitasking, answering an email while listening to a meeting, but neuroscience shows we are actually just task switching very rapidly.
Right, our brain is just jumping back and forth really fast.
And every time you switch from your email to this deep dive to your phone back to the email, there is a cognitive cost. It lowers your IQ in the moment.
He had a startling statistic about driving, didn't he?
He did. Driving while on the phone, even hands-free, adds 50% more mistakes to your driving.
50%. That is terrifying. It's essentially driving drunk.
It is. So to improve memory, you first have to stop fragmenting your attention. You have to be here now.
But that's the hard part, right? Being here now, especially when the material is boring.
Yes.
I mean, if I'm reading a dry compliance report for work, my brain naturally wants to wander. It wants to be literally anywhere else. How do we lock in focus when the content is dry?
That's where Horsley introduces the PIC method. PIC.
Okay, what does that stand for?
It stands for purpose, interest, and curiosity.
Let's break those down. Let's start with P.
First, purpose. Clarity dissolves resistance. You need to know why you are learning something. If your purpose is vague, I guess I should read this because my boss said so, you won't retain it.
Your brain has no motivation.
Right. But if your purpose is specific, I need to find 3 strategies in this report to save my department money, your brain wakes up. It has a job to do. It becomes a hunter.
Okay, so give your brain a specific assignment. Don't just browse.
Exactly. Then comes I for interest. You remember what you are interested in. If you think something is boring, you are actively blocking your memory.
So you have to find a hook.
You have to find the connection to your life. Horsley says something I love. There are no uninteresting things, only uninterested people.
Ouch. That's a tough pill to swallow, but I get it. And the C.
Curiosity. This is about asking energy-enhancing questions. Instead of asking, why do I have to read this, which drains energy,
You ask a better question.
you ask, how will this make me more significant? How can this help me achieve my goals? Curiosity engages the brain's reward system. It primes the brain to hold on to the data because it thinks the data is valuable.
So step 1, stop making excuses.
Yeah.
Step 2, stop multitasking. Step 3, get curious using PIC. That sets the stage.
That's the foundation.
But now we need to get into the mechanics. How do we actually store the information so it sticks? This brings us to section 2, create and connect.
This is the core of his technique, and it centers on what he calls the C principle, SEE.
Which stands for?
Senses, exaggeration, and energize.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because usually when we try to remember something, we just repeat it to ourselves. Repetition.
Phone number, phone number, phone number.
Exactly. And that is the least effective way to learn. That relies on sound auditory memory, which is generally pretty weak for data. But the brain is fundamentally a visual processor.
He has a great line about words.
He says words are just pictures drawn with letters. If I say the word elephant, you don't picture the letters E-L-E-P-H-A-N-T.
No, I see a gray animal with a trunk immediately.
Right. You see the image. So the C principle is about taking abstract data and turning it into a mind movie.
Okay, so let's go through them. S is for senses. S for senses. Don't just see it. Smell it, touch it, hear it, taste it. The more senses you involve, the more neural pathways you activate. You're making a richer memory.
The first E is for exaggeration.
E for exaggeration. This is key. A normal strawberry is forgettable. A strawberry the size of a house that explodes with juice when you touch it, that's memorable.
So you want to make the images illogical, funny, or even gross.
The more absurd, the better. Your brain remembers things that break patterns.
And the second E.
E for energize. Make the movie move. Action creates memory. A horse standing still is boring. A horse galloping through your living room and crashing into the TV is sticky. It stays with you.
I think the best way to explain this is to actually do it. Horsley challenges the reader to learn foreign words to prove this works.
It's a great exercise.
So I'm going to try this with you. I'm going to give you a word, and you listening, have to create a C image for it.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay, let's start with Spanish. The word for tiger is tigre. It sounds a lot like tigre.
P gray. Okay, so I need an image. I'm visualizing a massive tiger, but not just a normal tiger. He's sitting at a little cafe table,
I like it.
and he is drinking a cup of tea that has turned completely gray. I can smell the gray tea. It smells like old dishwater. It's disgusting.
Perfect. a tiger drinking gray tea. Tea gray. Okay, next one. Italian. The word for chicken is polo.
Polo, like the sport with the horses. Okay, I see a game of water polo happening in a pool, but instead of a ball,
Yeah.
the players are throwing around a live squawking chicken. Feathers are flying everywhere. The chicken is not happy. It's chaotic.
Chicken equals polo. Got it.
Yeah.
That's a strong image. Okay, French. The word for book is livre. It sounds like liver.
Oh, this one is going to be gross. I love
Right,
it.
go for it.
I imagine I'm in a library, a big, quiet library. I pull a giant, dusty book off the shelf. I open it, and instead of pages, it is smashed full of raw, swashed liver.
Oh, that's awful.
It splatters onto my shirt. I can feel the slime. It's unforgettable.
Gross, but memorable. Book equals leave. Okay,
Yeah.
Japanese. The word for chest, like your body part, is mune. Sounds like money.
Mune. Money. Okay, I'm looking at my own chest. Suddenly it bursts open and piles of cash money start growing out of it like a plant. Green bills are just sprouting out.
Raining money from your chest.
Exactly.
Chest equals mune. Last one. Zulu. The word for dog is inja. Sounds like injured.
Inja. Injured.
Yeah.
Okay, I see a cute little puppy dog, but it has a big white bandage on its leg. It's an injured dog. It's limping towards me, looking sad.
Inja. Okay, listener, pop quiz. Don't scroll back. Don't think too hard. What is the Japanese word for chest?
Did you see the cash? It's mune.
What is the Italian word for chicken?
The sport with the bird, it's polo.
What is the French word for book?
The gross one, the library, livre.
It's amazing how fast that sticks. We just learned 5 words in different languages in, 2 minutes? And I didn't have to repeat them 50 times?
And that is the power of the C principle. You took abstract sounds, mune, inja, and you turned them into concrete, exaggerated, moving images. You connected the unknown to the known.
You gave your brain something to chew on.
Exactly. The brain craves novelty, and you gave it novelty.
But this is just individual words. What if we need to remember a list? A sequence of things. This is where we get into the heavy artillery. Section 3, the systems.
This is where we maximize the formula Horsley loves. LTM plus STM equals MTM.
Okay, decode that for us. Long-term memory.
Long-term memory plus short-term memory equals medium-term memory. Basically, you use things you already know perfectly, your long-term memory, to hook on to new information, which is short-term.
And that connection makes it stick.
It creates a medium-term memory that you can build on. The first system he teaches is the CAR method.
I love this one because everyone knows what their car looks like. You don't have to study your car. You just know it.
Exactly. It's a spatial map you already own. It's a pre-built filing cabinet in your head.
So we are going to use our car to memorize a list of 11 superfoods. These are all foods that are good for the brain.
This is a great list to know.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm closing my eyes. I'm picturing my car, and you, listening, should picture your own car right now.
Okay, walk with me. First, look at the front grid, or the grill of your car. I want you to imagine squeezing a giant red apple into the grid.
Okay.
Hear the crunch. Juice is dripping down the license plate. Really force it in there. See it clearly.
Apple in the grid. Got it.
Now move to the bonnet, or the hood. Take a massive orange carrot-like, the size of a baseball bat, and stab it right into the metal of the hood.
Violently.
Yes, it's sticking straight up like a bizarre antenna.
Carrot stabbed in the hood. Check.
Move up to the windscreen. It's raining, but it's not rain. It's raining loaves of grainy bread. The wipers are swiping back and forth, smearing soggy bread all over the glass.
What a mess.
It's a complete mess. You can't see out.
grainy bread on the windscreen.
Open the door and look at the dashboard. You take a handful of sticky, dried fruit raisins, apricots, and squash it all over the speedometer.
Oh.
You can't see the speed anymore, just sticky fruit pulp.
Dried fruit in the dashboard. Got it.
Now sit in the driver's seat, but watch out. It's covered in squashed blueberries and strawberries.
Oh, no.
You sit in it, and you can feel the cold juice soaking into your pants. It's wet and really uncomfortable.
Blueberries and strawberries on the seat.
Look at the passenger seat next to you. Someone is sitting there. You pick up a carton of eggs, and you just start throwing them at the passenger.
That's aggressive.
Egg yolk is dripping down their face. They're shocked.
Eggs on the passenger.
Turn around and look at the back seat. It is filled to the roof with thousands of nuts and seeds. It looks like a ball pit, but with walnuts and sunflower seeds.
I can hear that. The rattling sound.
Exactly. Hear them rattling. Now get out of the car. Look at the roof. There is a massive beach ball-sized orange sitting on top of the car. It's so heavy, it is denting the metal roof.
Giant orange on the roof.
Open the trunk or the boot. It smells terrible. It is full of raw, stinking fish. They're flopping around.
Fish in the trunk. That's a strong smell memory.
Good. Now look at the exhaust pipe. Growing out of the pipe are stalks of broccoli and Brussels sprouts. The fumes are cooking them. You can smell steaming broccoli.
Broccoli in the exhaust.
Finally, look at the tires. They aren't rubber.
Yeah.
They are made of giant orange sweet potatoes. You are literally driving on sweet potatoes.
Sweet potato tires. Okay, that was a trip.
Now let's test it. Without rewinding, what was on the windscreen?
The wipers were smearing. Grainy bread.
Yes. What was sticking out of the exhaust pipe?
The green vegetables. Broccoli and Brussels sprouts.
What was the driver sitting on?
The squash fruit, blueberries and strawberries.
And the tires.
Sweet potatoes.
See? You didn't rote memorize that. You just took a mental walk around your car. You used your spatial memory, the car, to store the list. The car acts as the filing cabinet.
That is incredibly effective. And Horsley says you can use this for anything, right? He uses another car example for Stephen Covey's 7 Habits.
Exactly. Be proactive. Could be a bee playing pro golf on the bonnet. Begin with the end in mind. Could be a brain looking at its own rear end on the trunk. You just place the images on the car. It's modular.
But what if you aren't near your car? Or what if you run out of space on the car? What's next?
Then you use the one thing you always have with you. Your body. This is system B, the body method.
This uses the same logic, right?
Yeah.
Using body parts as pegs to hang information on.
Exactly the same logic. And to demonstrate this, Horsley uses the concept of multiple intelligences. We usually just think of IQ, but there are actually many types.
Okay, let's run through this one. We'll do 10 body parts. I'm standing up, ready to go.
Perfect. Start at the feet. Imagine you are standing on a giant hot light bulb. It's burning the soles of your feet. The light bulb represents creative intelligence, ideas.
Feet on a light bulb. Creative.
Move up to the knees. Imagine you are balancing a giant purse on your knees. A purse for your personal items. Personal intelligence.
Person on knees. Personal.
Thighs. Imagine a massive party happening on your lap. Tiny people dancing, music playing. A party is social. This is social intelligence.
Party on thighs. Social. I like it.
Hips or your belt. Imagine a beautiful angel with wings is buckling your belt for you. The angel represents spiritual intelligence.
Angel on belt. Spiritual.
Stomach. Imagine you have a ripped six-pack. You are doing crunches. This represents physical intelligence.
Six-pack stomach.
Nerve.
Physical.
Left hand. Imagine you are holding a giant nose and ears and eyes in your palm. It's slimy. These are your senses. Sensual intelligence.
Senses in the left hand. Sensual.
Right hand. Well, Horsley gets a little cheeky here. He says this is for sexual intelligence, so you can make your own image there.
We'll let the listener fill in that blank. Moving on.
Moving on. Mouth. Imagine colorful numbers flying out of your mouth as you speak. You only speak in math equations. This is numerical intelligence.
Numbers from the mouth. Numerical.
Nose. Imagine a tiny spaceship landing on the tip of your nose. It needs space to land. This is spatial intelligence.
Spaceship on nose.
Spatial.
And finally, the top of the head. Imagine your hair is talking to you. It won't shut up. It's just chattering away, speaking words. This is verbal intelligence.
The talking hair? Verbal.
So now, if I ask you, what intelligence is on the knees?
The purse. Personal intelligence.
Oh, yes, on the stomach.
The six-pack. Physical intelligence.
And the nose.
The spaceship. Spatial intelligence.
It's effortless. And think about how useful this is for presentation. If you have 5 key points, you just lock them onto your body parts. You never need note cards again.
You just look at your hand or your foot mentally, and the point is there.
It's like having a teleprompter inside your brain. It builds so much confidence because you know you can't lose the notes. They are literally attached to you. Okay, we've done the car and the body, but those are limited, right? You only have so many body parts. What if I need to remember a longer list, or I need to know the number of the item? Like, what is the 7th item instantly?
That is the perfect question, and it leads us to System C, the PEG method.
The PEG method.
This one is a classic. It relies on rhyming sounds to create permanent mental files. Once you set these up, you have them forever. It takes a little setup, but it's so worth it.
Okay, so what are the pegs?
It's a simple rhyme system. 1 rhymes with bun.
What is bun?
2 rhymes with shoe.
2 is shoe.
3 rhymes with tree. 4 is door. 5 is hive.
Okay, got it. 1 bun, 2 shoe, 3 tree, 4 door, 5 hive.
6 is sticks. 7 is heaven. 8 is gate. 9 is vine. And 10 is hen.
So these are permanent. 1 is always bun, 2 is always shoe. That never changes.
Always. These are your hooks. Now let's apply this to a list. Let's take Tony Robbins' 10 emotions of power. These are emotions you want to cultivate.
Okay, hit me. What's number 1?
The first emotion is love and warmth. So one is buns. You have to connect bun to love.
Okay, I see a bun shaped like a heart, fresh out of the oven. It's steaming warm. I'm holding it. It feels warm. I hug the bun.
Yeah.
Love.
Perfect. One, bun, love.
Yeah.
Number two is appreciation. Two is shoe, connects shoe to appreciation.
Appreciation. Maybe a preacher. A preacher accesiation. A preacher is on his knees, gratefully shining my shoes.
I like it. A preacher holding a shoe to appreciation. Number three is curiosity. Three is tree.
The saying, curiosity killed the cat. So I see a tree just full of cats hanging from the branches, all looking around with big, curious eyes.
Good. Three, curiosity. Number four is excitement. Four is door.
I see someone bashing down a door because they're so excited to get in, like a fan at a concert, just pure excitement.
Excitement. Number five is determination. Five is hive.
Bees are determined. So I see a swarm of bees, but they look like tiny terminators with red eyes. They are determined to protect the hive.
Five, determination. Number six is flexibility. Six is sticks.
Okay, sticks usually break. They're rigid. So I imagine these sticks are made of rubber. I'm bending them in half and they're not breaking. Flexible sticks.
Six, flexibility. Number seven is confidence. Seven is heaven.
I see a rock star like Freddie Mercury walking through the pearly gates of heaven, just strutting with total, absolute confidence.
Number eight is cheerfulness. Eight is gate.
This one is easy. The gate has a giant smiley face painted on it. It's a cheerful gate.
Eight, cheerfulness. Number nine is vitality, and nine is vine.
I see Tarzan swinging on a vine. He's yelling. He's full of energy and life. Vitality.
Diet,
Oh, yeah.
vitality. And number 10 is contribution. 10 is hen.
The hen is laying golden eggs, but instead of keeping them, she's giving them away as presents to everyone. She's contributing.
10, contribution. Now, if I ask you, what is emotion number 7?
7 is heaven. Heaven had the rock star. Confidence.
What is number 3?
3 is tree. The cat's in the tree. Curiosity.
And number 5?
5 is hive. The Terminator bees. Determination.
You see the difference. With the body method, you usually go in order. With pegs, you can jump around. If someone asks, what's the 7th point? You don't have to count from 1. You just go straight to heaven, 7.
That is powerful. It's random access memory for the brain. That's a huge advantage.
It is.
And that brings us to the final and probably the most famous system, the journey method, or the method of loci. This is the one Sherlock Holmes uses, right? The mind palace.
It is. And it is the oldest known memory system. The ancient Romans used it to remember speeches. Loci means places.
So how does it work?
The concept is simple. You use a familiar route, like the layout of your house, and you place items you want to remember in specific rooms or locations.
So it's like the car method, but way bigger.
Exactly. You can have hundreds of loci or places in a large building. Horsley uses this to teach John Maxwell's daily 12 keys to success. He uses 4 rooms: kitchen, TV room, bedroom, and bathroom.
Let's do a quick version of this. Room 1.
Yeah.
Kitchen. The first key is attitude.
Imagine someone with a terrible attitude, maybe a grumpy teenager, is being thrown into your washing machine in the kitchen. You're cleaning up their attitude.
Okay. Attitude in the washer. Next is priorities.
You write your priorities in permanent marker all over your fridge door. You can't open the fridge until you read them.
Next is health.
A bodybuilder is cooking a healthy apple pie on the stove. He's flexing his muscles while he cooks.
Okay, kitchen equals attitude, priorities, health. Move to room 2. TV room. First is family.
Your whole family is jumping up and down on the chairs like they're trampolines. They are breaking the springs.
Next is thinking.
A giant thought bubble is coming out of the TV screen instead of a show.
Next is commitment.
You are combing an exercise bike. The sound of combing reminds you of commitment, and, using the bike takes commitment.
Got it. Room 3. Bedroom. First is finances.
Money is flying out of the mirror. Every time you look in it, cash just shoots out at you.
I wish. Next is faith.
You open the cupboard or the closet, and it is full of religious icons or whatever represents faith to you.
And next is relationships.
2 people are. Well, they are on the bed. It represents relationships.
Right. Moving swiftly to room 4. Bathroom. First is generosity.
A genie, like from Aladdin, jumps out of the bath. A genie giving gifts. Generosity.
Next is values.
You turn on the shower, and it's spraying liquid gold. Gold has value. You are showering in your values.
And the last one, growth.
A massive tree is growing out of the toilet.
That is a vivid image. Tree in the toilet equals growth. So if I asked, what is in the bedroom cupboard?
The cupboard. That was faith.
What was on the TV room chairs?
The jumping family.
It's amazing because the location acts as a prompt. You just mentally walk into the room, and the object is there waiting for you.
And that is why it feels like cheating. You are using the environment as a teleprompter. You are never lost because you always know where your kitchen is.
Okay, we have covered the systems, but now we need to get into the advanced class, section 4, because lists are great, but what about names or numbers or just random facts from a history book? Let's talk about linking.
Linking is when you don't have a preset structure like a car or a house. You just link one item to the next in a crazy chain. It's great for lists where the order matters a lot.
And the example Horsley uses is the U.S. presidents. This story in the book is hilarious. It's completely absurd.
It has to be. Absurdity is memorable.
Yeah.
So you start with the first president, Washington. Imagine you are washing a tin.
Washing a tin. Washington. Got it.
As you're washing it, the tin suddenly develops a huge Adam's apple. That's the second president, Adams.
Washing a tin grows an Adam's apple.
Okay. Then a chef and her son run in Jefferson, chef's son, and they brutally rip out the Adam's apple.
Wow, okay. That's dark.
They take it and make medicine out of it. Madison?
Medicine leads to Madison.
They give the medicine to Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
And what happens? She immediately develops an Adam's apple. That's the second Adams, John Quincy Adams.
She gets one too. Okay.
Seeing this, Michael Jackson screams in horror. Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
He runs away and jumps into a van with beer in it. Van Buren.
Van Buren equals Van Buren.
The van is being driven by a hairy son.
Harrison.
A hairy son. Okay, I'm with you.
The son isn't a good driver, and it crashes into a Tyler, a guy laying tiles on the road. Tyler.
Tyler becomes Tyler.
The tiles he was laying have polka dots. Polk.
Polka dots for poke.
And finally, a tailor takes the polka dot tiles and makes a suit out of them. Tailor. It sounds ridiculous, but if you visualize that movie, you just memorize the first 12 presidents in order.
And it forces you to focus. You can't drift while you're visualizing a hairy son driving a van full of beer.
Exactly. Attention is the key that unlocks all of this.
Now the big one, the social killer. Remembering names. Horsley says a person's name is the sweetest sound to them, but I forget names the second I hear them.
It creates so much awkwardness.
It does. How do we fix it? He applies the 4 C's here too.
You have to actually hear the name. Most of the time, we are just thinking about what we're going to say next. You have to stop and listen.
Turn the name into an image.
Link that image to their face, specifically an outstanding feature. 4. Continuous use. Say it back to them immediately. Use it in the conversation.
Give us some examples of the create and connect part. That's the tricky bit.
Okay, let's say you meet a woman named Janice. Janice sounds like chain ice.
Chain ice. Okay.
So you look at her face, find an outstanding feature. Maybe she has striking blue eyes. You imagine a chain of ice flying out of her blue eyes towards you.
Whoa. Okay. Janice. Chain ice from her eyes.
Or you meet a guy named Peter. Peter sounds like pea eater. Maybe he has a big nose. You imagine a little green man sitting on his nose eating peas. A pea eater.
It's silly, but you won't forget it. What if you meet a George? That's a common name without an easy sound alike.
Use the comparison method. Imagine him standing next to George Clooney. Or imagine he has 2 heads, his own and George Clooney's. It just links George to him.
The key is doing something with the name immediately. Don't just let it float by.
Right. If you don't do anything with the name in the first 20 seconds, it's gone. You have to encode it.
Okay, now for the grand boss. Numbers. Horsley broke the pi record, so he knows numbers. But numbers are abstract. A 4 doesn't look like anything. How do we remember them?
You have to translate them into a language your brain understands. Images. Horsley uses a phonetic code, often called the major system, where every digit from 0 to 9 is assigned a consonant sound.
This lets you turn numbers into words.
Exactly. This takes a bit of study, but once you have it, it's a superpower.
Let's run through the code slowly.
0, it sounds like the hissing of a wheel. Ses. So 0 is S, Z, or soft C.
0 is S or Z.
1 looks like a T or a D. It has 1 downstroke. So 1 is T or D. 2 has 2 downstrokes. If you rotate it, it looks like an N. So 2 is N. 3 has 3 downstrokes. Rotate it, it's an M. So 3 is M.
2 is N, 3 is M.
4 ends in the letter R.
Yeah.
The word 4. So 4 is R. 5 is L. If you hold up your left hand, your thumb and index finger make an L shape. 5 fingers, so 5 is L.
4 is R, 5 is L.
6 sounds like a ish or chi sound, so 6 is a J, SH, NEC, yo. 7 is a hard K or C sound. You can make a 7 out of 2 Ks back to back.
6 is JSH, 7 is KC.
8 looks like a cursive F, so 8 is F or V. And 9 is a mirror image of a P or B, so 9 is P or B.
Okay, that's the alphabet. It's a lot to take in, but let's see it in action. If I want to remember the date of the first moon landing, 1969.
Okay, so we usually ignore the 1 because we know this entry. We need to remember 969.
So what are the sounds?
9 is B or P. 6 is SH or CH. 9 is P or B. So we need a word with the sounds B-S-H-P,
ESHP, bishop.
bishop. So to remember 1969 moon landing, you visualize a bishop in his full robes dancing on the moon.
That is brilliant. It compresses 3 abstract numbers into one concrete image.
That's the magic of it.
What about 1942, the first computer? We need 9, 4.
9 is B, 4 is R, 2 is N.
BRN, barn.
Barn. Imagine the first computer was so big it looked like a giant red barn.
It turns dates into pictures. And once it's a picture, you can stick it on your car or in your memory palace or link it to something else.
Exactly. It converts abstract data into a mind movie.
This brings us to the final stretch. Section 5, discipline and maintenance. Because we can learn all these trips, the car, the body, the code, but if we don't review, we lose it.
This is the forgetting curve. It's brutal. Research shows the average person loses 82% of information after 28 days if they don't review it.
That is so depressing. 82%. It's like filling a bucket with a massive hole in the bottom.
It feels that way. But the solution is spaced repetition.
So you don't just cram.
No, cramming is useless long-term. You review immediately after learning, then 1 hour later, then 1 day later, then 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, and 28 days.
And each time you review, it gets stronger.
You are deepening the groove in the road. You're telling your brain, this is important, keep it. After about 3 months of spaced review, it becomes permanent knowledge.
So it's about being strategic, not just working hard. And finally, Horsley talks about self-discipline.
This might be the most important part.
He says discipline isn't about deprivation, it's about remembering what you want.
I love that definition. Discipline is remembering what you want. It's not punishment. It's focus.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. If you want a powerful memory, you have to choose it. You have to stop listening to your feelings. Your feelings will say, I'm tired, I don't want to review the car list.
But discipline says what?
Discipline says, I want a limitless mind, so I will do it anyway. Action generates feelings, not the other way around.
He mentions that batteries are not included.
Right. The techniques work. The car method works. The peg method works. But you have to provide the energy. You have to be the one to build the images.
So let's wrap this up. We have covered a massive amount of ground today.
My brain feels fuller already.
We've gone from the excuse virus to the C principle. We've squashed fruit in our cars to remember superfoods.
We've put spaceships on our noses for intelligence.
We've watched Michael Jackson run from a hairy sun to remember the president.
And we've turned numbers into bishops and barns.
Here is my challenge to you, the listener. Pick one of these methods today. Just one.
Don't get overwhelmed. Just pick one.
Maybe it's the body method for your grocery list today. Maybe it's the name association for the next person you meet on a video call.
Just try it.
Try it. Prove to yourself that your memory isn't broken. It just needed a manual.
And remember Kevin's final thought. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. Do different to become different.
Unleash that unlimited memory. Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.